There has been an increasing estimation that in the last year or so, the global economy is slowing down. As the world prepares for the recession, a natural phenomenon in a decade-long economic cycle, the global trade wars between the US and China and the looming Brexit are adding to the uncertainty. So today we'll take a closer look at what is the problem the world is facing in the form of recession and what are its other aspects. So, what is a recession? A recession is when the economy declines significantly for at least 6 months. This is a drop in the following 5 economic indicators: real gross domestic product, income, employment, manufacturing, and retail sales. According to the National Bureau of Economic Research, a recession is a period of falling economic activity spread across the economy and lasting more than a few months. A recession is occurring when there are several quarters of slowing, but still positive growth. Often a quarter of negative growth will occur, followed by a positive growth for several quarters, and then another quarter of negative growth. So the first sign of an impending recession occurs in one of the leading economic indicators such as manufacturing jobs. Manufacturers receive large orders advance in months. That's measured by the durable good order report. If that declines over time, so will the factory jobs. And when manufacturers stop hiring, it means the other sectors of the economy will eventually slow down. A fall off in consumer demand is normally the culprit behind slowing growth. As sales drop off, business stop expanding, and soon afterwards they stop hiring new workers. By this time, the recession is underway. What is the difference between a recession and a depression? A recession can become a depression if it lasts long enough. In a recession, the economy contracts for 2 or more quarters. However, depression lasts for several years. In a recession, the unemployment can rise to about 10%. During the Great Depression, which lasted from about 1929 to 1939, the unemployment rate peaked at about 25% in 1933. So the question comes, what are the impacts of recession? An economic recession can lead to scarring impacts, that is long-lasting damage to individuals' economic situation and the economy more broadly. Unemployment and income losses due to the recession can reduce educational achievement by threatening early childhood nutrition, reducing families' ability to provide a supportive learning environment to their children. Recession-induced job and income losses can have lasting consequences on individuals and families. It reduces private investment. The reduction in investment leads to a reduced production capacity for years to come. Furthermore, since technology is often embedded in the new capital equipment, the investment slowdown also reduces the adoption of new innovations. New and small businesses are often at the forefront of technological advancement. With a credit crunch and reduction in consumer demand, small businesses often experience a double squeeze. For example, in 2008, about 43,500 businesses filed for bankruptcy, and up to about 28,300 businesses in 2007, and more than the double, the 19,700 filings in 2006. So only 21 active firms had an initial public offering in 2008, down from an average of about 163 in the 4 years prior. So as economic outcomes are passed across generations, economic hardships for parents mean more economic hurdles for their children. A recession, therefore, should not be thought of as a one-time event that stresses individuals and families for a couple of years only. Rather, economic downturns like these will impact the future prospects of all family members, including the children, and will have consequences for years to come. So how do countries come out of it becomes a very vital question. The most popular policy for any country to dig itself out of the recession is explanatory fiscal policy. So how do countries come out of this recession becomes a vital question. The most popular policy for any country to dig itself out of the recession is the expansionary fiscal policy, which includes tax cuts and increased government spending. So the idea of tax cuts in times of recession is to increase family disposable income, in the hope that where families will go out and spend the extra money, which in turn will return and will spur the increased production in companies. The increased production is expected to result in increased hiring and so on and so forth. Governments, through increased funding, injects money directly into the economy through creation of massive employment and its attendant multiplier effect, and the construction of infrastructure like roads, rail, ports, etc., which have a direct impact on the economic growth. Devaluation of the local currency is another suggestion usually put forward by the economist. A currency devaluation is expected to cause a boost in the aggregate demand of goods and services. That is, if the nation produces what other nations need, for example, the industrialized nation with diversified economies and multiple products, a currency devaluation in period of recession will be beneficial to the export products. So this was all the summary of what a recession means and how can one tackle this problem and what are the impacts of recession on individual level as well as on family level. Thank you for watching our video. Stay tuned at Indianfolk for more such informative videos.